afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Thank you so much for my subscribers. So today, the purpose of this video is to actually show you the books that I am currently reading at the moment. I wanted to do this video as I wanted to share with you some of my books, and if you are interested, please stay tuned and watch. So currently, these three books that I'm showing right now are the books that I'm reading. I usually definitely read all three books together. I am reading um, Illicit by Naeem Moses. Another book, it is The 10 Things I Love. And this book that I'm showing you right now, this is by John Lee Anderson. It is a story of Che Guevara. I believe that I need to definitely give this book a video on its own in order to fully review the type of information that is inside of it. But I highly recommend this book. If you remember, this is a book that I was reading in November, and I think that it definitely came around a very particular time because I think that my time here in the United States has been definitely a different moment into my life. So picking this book definitely helped me out a bit. This is an autobiography, so it goes into the story of Che from his childhood to his adolescent to his young man until his death. The book starts at, the earliest life of Che Guevara. Then it goes into detail as to showing really how his mindset was changing into becoming the man that he became. And what I learned from this book was really the vision that she had in terms of, you know, pushing socialism throughout Latin America and throughout the Caribbean. I've always been a great fan and I've always read a lot of books about Fidel Castro, but I had actually never read about Che. So picking this book and reading about it, about him, definitely opened a different window for me in terms of analyzing the socialism movement, in terms of going back into town really and analyzing the USSR, Lenin, and whatnot. I highly recommend this book because as you read it, you definitely are going to go back into time and understanding ancient history, but also what it will do for you is that it will what it will also do for you is that it will also propel you into time right now into better understanding as to what's going on. Personally, I do not believe that capitalism should be a one size fit all. I do not believe that capitalism should be for every country. And I have different beliefs, as time goes by, as you become a little bit more aware of the world, aware of countries such as Haiti, third world country, you understand greatly the significance and the importance that capitalism has as to hindering some of our growth into our country. So definitely this is John Lee Anderson definitely outdid himself in this book. I watched already previous documentaries on Che Guevara, but I found that this book was descriptive, it was extremely detailed, and mostly it was very factual. And in the back of the book, if you are interested, the author already also has his notes. And if you wanted to pick from some of his notes, so it is a revolution, not John Lee Anderson, Che Guevara, 5 star for this book. This next book that I'm going to be talked about is Illicit by Naeem Moses. Couple of years ago, actually, probably around 2005, 2006, I was still living then in the United States of America. And I happened to be watching a documentary on PBS, and the author was in it. And I remember clearly the name of the book that he was there to discuss at the time. It was this book, but for the life of me, I could not remember his name. So when I came here, it was one of the books that were on my list to pick, And I have to say that definitely not only reading Naim, but also going back and listening to some of his interviewing skill, his interviews, what he's talking about, has enlightened me quite a bit about the state again of the world. I think that this book is going to be pretty much of an interested book for people who want to go into business, whoever you are, wherever you are, because this is going to really help you see the illicit activities that are going into the world. This helps me see a lot about why illicit activities are so big in countries such as Haiti and why they are welcome. So I'm definitely recommending this book as well. Now, this third book that I'm currently also reading is Things I Want My Daughter to Know, and it is by Alexandra Stoddard. I picked this book on in September while I was walking in Cambridge around the campus of Harvard University. And I have to say that it is one of the best books that I'm reading at the moment, because what it does for me is that it helps me cool off. It helps me clear my mind. I think that this book is a book that every woman should have, because she really goes into detail as to just really the basic thing that a woman should know and should have. But it's just really well written. The language is soft, and it's a great book when I go and I have my breakfast at my local diner at the moment. It's a great way for me to start my day cool and very relaxed and with something to bring to my spirit in the morning. So I'm flipping over so that I can show you some of these chapters. Move first, and something else also is when you discover something you love, stick with it. So different chapters that are really interesting. And my third and last book that I'm currently reading, A Moment of Silence by Sister Soldier. I had the most immense pleasure to meet with Sister Soldier. She actually came to Boston in December. I believe it was December 1st, and I knew of it because I was around the Boston Public Library, so I saw that she was gonna come. And this book, of course, is self-dedicated. It is dedicated for me. And really, Sister Soldier, if you don't know who she is an author, but she also is a woman who, during her young years, she was involved with a lot of movement for Black people at the time. I highly recommend that you go into YouTube and you type Sister Soldier and you listen to some of these interviews that she has. um, I feel like young people at this moment need definitely something and someone like Soldier to listen to. This book is the third from Midnight series. I currently own almost all of her books, and it is always a delight to read Sister Soldier. I love Midnight because it just really helps me into seeing and into hearing about other cultures and differences and religion. So these two books that I'm putting right now are books that I'm going to be reading next, and this is A Long Walk from Freedom, Nelson Mandela. I read Conversation with Myself and I love it. I have to purchase that as well for my own personal library. And The End Power by Moise Naim. I started reading this book, but I am going to finish it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching and listening to this video. And if you are, I highly recommend all of these books for you readers out there. And thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I will see you soon. You enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.